Hey everyone, welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday on a Monday. And today I want to talk about something that I need reminders of all the time. I don't know about you guys, but I just need constantly to remind myself of things when I start getting really angry about whatever. Like remembering the tools that we have to deal with anger and to not be just shackled by it. So, yeah, it's earlier in the day today. Hey everyone, still do shout outs and stuff. Here we go. Over here on Facebook, it's a little harder to see the comments. There they are. So yes, hello Armando, Mexico City. Sandra from San Antonio. Hey, the Ray of Light. My pleasure, Pi. Hey everyone, saying hello from Peru. How awesome. Hello, Luke. Hey, Virginia. Say your name though. Hey, Kirk from Midland, Texas. Say your name because it's really hard sometimes to figure out what your name is from your handle. Sometimes I can tell, but sometimes I can't. I'm just look like there we go. My hair is not happening today. I went skiing this weekend, and just between you and me, I was so tired I didn't wash my hair last night or the night before. So, yeah, this is the same hair that was skiing. I don't know. Anyway, priorities. Hey, JJ from Virginia. Hello, Klaus from Bavaria. This is so cool. It's so international today. Hey, Jennifer from Janesville, Wisconsin. Andrew from Montreal. Tommy from California. Jen from Maine. Carlos from Washington, D.C. And it was actually my husband's birthday weekend, not my birthday weekend. My birthday's in January. But anyway, yes, we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. So, how many of you guys, and I am one of these people, have dealt with some like anger before that you wish you could get rid of, and for some reason you just can't? Like playing the same story. I mean, usually for me, it's something that happened in my real life, like a personal thing. I know some people get really angry at politicians lately. Um, right? It's challenging. We get these big emotions, these angry emotions, and we've all heard this. I think. I mean, I've talked about it many times. We've all heard. I think that holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But that's all fine and good. But then, and it's good to like recognize that. But then, how do you deal with it? You're angry with your neighbor. There's all sorts of. You took anger management. Oh, that's awesome, Sam. Well, by the way, if angry with ex-girlfriends, yeah, there's a lot of emotions involved. Actually, my character in this movie I just did, Matchmaker Mystery, says things get complicated when passion is involved, and it's true. We have big feelings, and then we get betrayed or hurt, and then it's harder to let those kind of anger issues go sometimes. You're angry at Alzheimer's. That's that, yeah. Well, I mean, this is mostly talking about anger against people, but um, in terms of the tips that I have to offer, and by the way, I'm not a therapist. This is just stuff that works for me, and I love sharing ideas with you guys. You give your anger to God. Yes, that that helps a lot of people. They say, let go and let God. I love that saying. You're thinking of anger management. Yeah. Well, let me tell you the couple things that I've learned that help me. And and I would love to hear ideas from you guys. Yeah, no, being angry at yes, anger is toxic. It's true. But for some reason, we have this emotion. Why do we have it? Yes, you're angry that there's poor, starving kids. I cry about that stuff all the time. This is why I raise money for kids with my charities, because I hate, as a mom, I cannot stand the idea that there are kids who are they're going without the stuff that they need, whether it's food, love, like whatever. Like I can't even. Um, that's even a bigger thing. Try to laugh instead. Yeah, sometimes, but not at some things. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. I like that. Whatever that weird name, lowercase something. Thank you for that. You're not an angry person. That's wonderful. And I don't think of myself as an angry person at all. Doesn't mean it doesn't come brewing up inside of me sometimes. Yes, Professor Pepper, exercise helps. That's absolutely wonderful tool. Just physically change um the chemicals in your body. You can physically change the chemicals in your body by moving your body, by exercising. Rebecca, I know what you mean. It's crazy world right now. Yeah. You guys all have really good, really great things to say. Yes, having a positive mantra, meditation certainly helps. That certainly helps. There's some great tools, like yeah, like listening to music that you would love. These things can help us get out, like break the cycle. But then what? It comes back, right? Here's what I'm thinking, and here are the things that have helped me. Um, First of all, reminding ourselves that it is not up to us usually to seek revenge or justice for that person. Like, because karma or God or whatever you want to say tends to even the score. We don't need to worry about that. So let go of the response, any sort of responsibility that you feel to like make things right on the other end in a negative way, revenge or whatever that is. Like you can let go of that. Just remember, yes, give it to Jesus. If you have that in your life, if you have a relationship with Jesus, if you don't, hand it over to the universe, whatever it is. Um, and part of and then, why is it so hard to let go of stuff though? And I heard this somewhere, I don't remember where it was, but it helped me so much. Sometimes we have a hard time letting go of anger because it's like there's a part of us that doesn't want to let go of that anger and resentment. Does that resonate with any of you? Sometimes you're feeling angry about something, you actually don't want to stop feeling it. What is that? Why do we feed on that anger? And I think it's because when something has happened to us, when you feel victimized by somebody did something bad to you, and it's happened to all of us, and I don't talk about that stuff in my personal life, so people don't know the specifics, but bad things have happened to me personally. Of course they happen to everybody. And why do we have this need to hold on to that sometimes? And I believe this is what I heard, and it really resonated with me. It's because on some level we want it to have mattered. That bad thing that happened to us mattered, and if we stop thinking about it, if we forgive it, if we forgive that person, if we let it go, then somehow maybe it wasn't as important as it was. And it was really important, gosh darn it, it was really important. And you know what? Yes, whatever that thing is that happened to you, whatever that was, it was important and it is important. But at the same time, can you acknowledge, okay, I recognize it was really important that this happened. It mattered. It mattered. But now how do we process it and move on? And one of the things that helps me too is once I sort of recognize that is to give whatever that thing is permission to leave. To recognize that there's part of us that wants to hold on to that anger and resentment. You got to recognize that there's part of us that wants to hold on to that anger. And yes, that little quote that I love, holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. That helps. We got to recognize that despite that, there's part of us who still wants to hold on to that anger. So once you acknowledge that, for me anyway, when I acknowledge it, I'm like, okay, so there's part of me that doesn't want to let that go because it, right, prove them wrong. The best revenge is success if you feel like you need revenge. So I will like as a mantra even, I give myself permission to let that go. I give myself permission to let it. It's okay. That thing, resentment, you have permission to leave. And I'm telling you guys, this helps. Give the thing that you are holding on to that is causing you grief and hurt and anger, give it permission to go. Or if it's a person you need to forgive, give yourself permission. You don't have to forgive them yet. Just give yourself permission to forgive them. So you can say, well, I'm having a really hard time forgiving this person. And remember, forgiving a person is not for them, it's for you. Forgiving a person is not for them, it's for you. Whether you see that person or not, whether you say anything to that person or not, it's what's in your own heart. Give yourself permission to forgive that person. Just permission to. No pressure. It's going to be hard to do. But give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to let go of that thing that's making you so angry and feel all that resentment. Even if it's anger against a politician or against a whatever, you can do your part. If you want to vote somebody out or you want to create new legislation to help some issue that you see, sure, action items are fantastic, especially if they're positive to help the world. My goodness, we need that. But then, in terms of your feelings about it, I heard care, but don't carry. Care about it, but don't carry it. So we can, and that's a tough one for me. Right. If you don't forgive the person or people, then they are still controlling your life. And that's true. Yeah. So those are and then in terms of forgiving somebody, something else that really helps me is to oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Lisa. Yeah, whoever's watching, you guys, you're watching this for a reason right now. There's a reason why you in particular happen to notice the notification, happen to tune in. There's something here for you. So one of the things that helps me to forgive somebody, especially if it's something truly heinous, is imagine them as a baby. Just imagine them as a baby, as much as you can. Imagine what they maybe the experiences that they had that led them to become the kind of person who did whatever they did. Picture them as a baby and have empathy. It opens your heart and it will feel so much better. And it's so much better for your health. Don't let this person or people not only do the thing they did, but hurt you further now, hurt your health by causing stress. And then one more tool that I wanted to, in terms of dealing with when you've got this just anger that's just like in you, it's just like festering. Imagine that your stomach, that your whole core is an incinerator. You know that the pH in our stomachs is so strong, it's so acidic that it would burn a hole through the carpet in your house. That's the burning power that we have in our digestive system. So imagine you've got this incinerator, because you do. We all have one. And whatever that anger is, that whatever the feelings are that you don't want anymore, imagine them in your stomach and imagine burning them with like a fire, and just tense your stomach and just imagine that you're crushing it. It feels like it's so good. It feels strong and it feels like because our emotions are physical. Our emotions are chemical in our body. They're completely linked. So when we do something like, and you can do exercise like someone else mentioned early on, sit-ups, crunches, or just sit there and just crunch. My sunglasses are still on. It's hilarious. You just imagine that you're burning that thing in your stomach and that you're just dissolving it. And you'll get a good ab workout at the same time. So, hey, that's always a bonus. Yes, Ronnie, life is 10% what happens and 90% how we respond. I believe that. 10% what happens and 90% how we respond. So glad to hear that, Dark Superboy. That's awesome. You're going to love season 4. It's a roller coaster. Heads up. Well, my pleasure, you guys. So those are, I'm just looking at my little notes here. I think those are the main things that I wanted to cover. So if you missed some of it, feel free to go back and watch it. But I really hope that some of this was helpful to some of you guys. Again, when you tune into these, there's some little nugget of information that's going to be useful to you. As a quick review, let's see if we can review some. You guys had a lot of great ideas, whether it was extras, this is dealing. Yes, let it hurt, let it heal, let it go. Absolutely. Absolutely. But when you are ready, burn that feeling in your stomach. Do things like exercise, listen to music, shake it off, change up your environment, and then remember to forgive somebody. You can picture them as a baby. You can remember that part of the reason we don't want to let go is because we need those angry feelings because they define us somehow. We want to make sure that those things mattered that happened to us. But there's other ways. There are other ways of making those things matter. We can help other people in similar situations. We can whatever. But if you sit with it, it will poison you. Those negative feelings will poison you. Yes, Dargit, give yourself permission to be sad and angry and to cry. Absolutely. And then give yourself permission to let go of whatever that is. You don't have to let go of it right away because that's a lot of pressure and it's hard to do. But just every day you say, I'm giving myself permission to not feel angry about that anymore. It's a very tricky thing, but I think you'll love it. Give yourself permission to not feel all that anger anymore. So I hope that some of this helps. And I'm sending you all a big hug. What if you forgive what they repeat, Michael? Well, I would say be careful who you surround yourself with. And just because you forgive somebody does not mean that you stay around them. It doesn't mean, oh, what you did is okay. It means I acknowledge that you did a bad thing and that you're human too, like everyone else. And who knows what led you to do that, but I'm not going to sit here and feel angry about it. Actually, that's probably a horrible definition of forgiveness. I'm sure you can find way better definitions out there. But the point is, it doesn't mean that what they did was okay and that you're going to put up with that. Boundaries are super important. Yeah, forgiveness does not mean condoning at all. Yes, and let go and let God turn it over to higher power. There's so many wonderful tools, and I hope that some of the things, yes, forgive from a distance, detach with love, all different kinds of little sayings out there. Yes, a good cry is very cleansing. Yes, letting go and letting go of the resentment for sure. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful week, and I will be here in Los Angeles. I'm working on some math books. I just finished a movie. It comes out in April called Matchmaker Mysteries: The Art of the Kill. If you're not yet following me on at Matchmaker Mysteries, please do. I've got accounts on Twitter. Well, on Twitter it's Match Mysteries, and on Instagram and Facebook it's Matchmaker Mysteries, all one word. Hope you guys will check that out so you can get all the latest on my movies. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. Much love. Mwah. Bye.